Hello, this is Pastor Deborah, and I am beginning our first episode of our new podcast show, Agape Love, a voice of light in the darkness. And the title of the podcast show is Love is Here, a love story of agape love, a love story of the ages. And I'm just going to read out of this big book for you. So you just sit back and listen. This book was written by the finger of God of creation himself, through me, his chosen vessel, servant, minister, here on earth. For we are one. I am in her spirit, he has told me. And her spirit is in me. One, God of creation, plus one, Pastor Deborah's spirit, equals one. It's a new math. 1 plus 1 equals 1. This is God talking to you now. I write through her fingers of flesh, words of spirit and life to you, my precious spiritual child, who may be lost to me, out in the darkness, here on the planet. Or you might be a small child and haven't been fed milk, or the word, or the meat of the word, or the wine of the word, or the bread of life. But all of humanity are my spiritual children. I, God of creation, write from the Authorized King James Version of my holy book. This is the book I taught my servant, Pastor Deborah, to use. I taught her to put the word spiritual in front of just about every word, so she could understand the spiritual concepts, the spiritual truths in the book. Freely I have given to you truth and light and my agape love. So freely receive all my words of life to yourself. The Most High God, your Heavenly Father, the Father of agape love and the King of the kingdom of agape love. Dear little one, everyone is a little one till you get lots of study. Greetings from the spiritual kingdom of heaven. As you will spiritually learn about the Most High God, the King of the kingdom of heaven, is that he is always continuing to spiritually reveal his agape love and his truths and his laws and his commands and himself to you in many ways. These details, this information about him, comes in deep spiritual revelations to you. But you could hear it from a flower. You could hear it from an animal. Hear it in the wind. You could hear it in the stars. He's talking. Nature is talking. All of creation has a voice, and they're trying to talk to you. The Heavenly Father, the King of the kingdom of heaven, and I, Pastor Deborah, want you to grow more spiritually, to learn and study and watch yourself mature, and your spiritual life to develop. We need you to be spiritually transformed, renewed in his great and powerful agape love, not in any religion or traditions of men or culture, but in his agape love. I am his spiritual ambassador, Pastor Deborah. I'm here on YouTube, and you'll find this podcast on the Hidden Kingdoms. I may put this on Instagram also, or on LinkedIn and X. I'm out there, not on all the platforms, but on many of them. So I want you to listen because I'm talking to you. Hello, sweetie. May your spiritual questions, which I know there are many, be answered. May you continue to take steps out of the dark spiritual realm that your spirit is living in and into the light of agape love. May your spiritual hunger continue to spiritually grow, and your spiritual thirst for truth and righteousness and healing and freedom be ever satisfied from His spiritual well of everlasting, ever-flowing, living spiritual water. May you spiritually feast on His milk of the Word as a baby, spiritually, His bread of life, His living water, His fruit of the vine, His tree of life. Got a lot of eating to do. Got to be fed. And I'm going to help you. Movies are going to help you. Books are going to help you. Many things are going to help you to be fed God's way. The spiritual meat of the Word, that's the tough stuff. The hard stuff that maybe you don't want to eat yet. His very living Word. Spiritually, eat all you want. It has all been paid for and is freely given to anyone who is seeking, searching, and desiring truth. Become a spiritual living witness and testimony as you have seen and heard from others. Reach out spiritually into the spiritual darkness and spiritually bring the spiritual light of agape love into the dark, dark prison cells of people's lives. You'll be amazed when you start getting out there what that dark spiritual world looks like. Spiritually help others out of the dark and into His light of agape love and freedom. These that you are reaching out to will spiritually need your strength, for they will be so very afraid to leave their familiar, their dark, damp, diseased prison cell. They will need your strength from Him and His truth to venture out of their spiritual caves of death and to allow His agape love to take the sword of hate and revenge out of their hearts and minds. For some, freedom and healing will be so fearful and painful, but after the dark clouds and the fear have passed, the sweet, pure, fresh, golden rain of agape love will rain on them. You get to get a shower in agape love. I've had many of them. It's wonderful, wonderful. The fear will pass. The joy of freedom will be so full and overflowing in their hearts and minds. Takes a while for some. Others, they move quickly. So, sweetie, that's you, whoever's listening. He, God of creation and the God of the kingdom of heaven, the King, desires for you to join His team, His family, to spiritually shine out His light and His truth in the spiritual darkness, in the ignorance, wherever you go, to continually to spiritually help you, little one. May I call you sweetie? Precious one, that was always what I did. He wants you to watch a movie, hear a parable, so you will have a spiritual understanding of what injustice to innocent ones is about jealousy and revenge, self-promotions, hate and revenge, desperation, tests and trials, loss of hope, spiritual strengthening, God's purposes, spiritual adoption, seeking, searching, a sword of hate and revenge, in the heart, the mind. He wants you to learn about hopelessness of others, the fear of hope in life, the fear of leaving prison cells, death caves, the fear of healing, the fear of the world. Separation from light, separation from a family, shame and dishonor. You must study these. Fear of dying alone, forgetting one's own family, pain for others, healing from death, restoration, renewal, joy, restored by another's sacrifice, another's death. That's a lot to learn. Life restored, justice bestowed, family restored, a sword of hate and anger and death taken out of a heart, out of the mind, and love is restored. All done by another's love for all spiritual humanity. A love from heaven, from the kingdom of heaven, from above, from the heart of the Most High Himself, the Heavenly Father, the King of the kingdom of heaven. Agape love Himself. And what movie is all of this spiritually hidden in? Ben-Hur, 1959, winner of 11 Academy Awards. William Wyler's Charlton Heston as Ben-Hur by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. You can find it freely, I believe now, because I have it on YouTube. Watch it over and over. Others are depending on you, little one, to do this. Take notes. Go slow. Also, this God, your Father, this King, wants you to watch over and over to continue spiritually grow the following movies. I have watched them all. Bought them when we had DVDs. Now I just save them to my YouTube playlist, and I watch them whenever I want to, freely. Number 2, he wants you to watch the 10 Commandments from 1956 by Cecil B. DeMille with Charlton Heston. Number 3, he wants you to watch the Jesus of Nazareth movie from 1977. It's a 3-hour movie, if not longer. It might be longer. It might be 6 to 8. Franco Zeffirelli with Robert Powell playing Jesus. Number 4, The Robe, 1953. Richard Burton by CinemaScope. Excellent, excellent. As you watch these, ask God to spiritually open them up to you. Here's the next one. Number 5, Joseph, 1995 by Ben Kingsley. Number 6, The Story of Ruth, 1960 by Samuel G. Ingle with Stewart Whitman. Number 7, Joshua at Jericho, 1986, Robert Culp by Guiding Image. Can be found on YouTube. Number 8, The History of the King James Bible. Can be found on YouTube. All of these are free. You don't have to buy the DVDs or the books or go to a movie theater. You can watch it probably right on your phone. Number 9, God's Outlaw, John Wycliffe on YouTube, about translating the Bible into English. Number 10, William Tyndale, can be found on YouTube, about translating the Bible into English. Number 11, John Huss on YouTube. Number 12, Martin Luther on YouTube. Number 13, The Decline of an Empire, 2014 on CD. Number 14, Beowulf, 1991, Anthony Hopkins and Angelina Jolie. Excellent movie. All of these movies reveal to us pride, fame, curses, demons. All are excellent to learn and grow about this King of Heaven and see what jealousy and pride, lust of the flesh and hate looks like from our ancient ancestors. Number 15, The Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson film. Number 16, Beckett, 1964, Peter O'Toole and Richard Burton. Number 17, Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis, by Walt Disney. These movies are very good. These movies are a very good place to start, to continue your spiritual growth. There is so much in each one to spiritually learn. If you go to YouTube and type in the history of Christianity, you will find a lot. I'm telling you what I did. I'm showing you the movies I watched for years and years and years and still do. My study guides, studying history. You want to study the history of the Bible, maybe the history of the Quran, maybe the history of all the different religions, Confucius, Buddhism, Taoism. Study. Watch movies. Study history. You will find so much to watch freely. I don't want you to have to pay for anything or buy a book. Also, the only place that can give you basic spiritual information on the kingdom of heaven is by watching Dr. Miles Monroe videos from the Bahamas Faith Ministries. Watched him for years. Now he is dead. He was in an airplane crash, him and his wife, Ruth. He has a lot of books, but you don't have to buy them. He's out on YouTube in all kinds of conferences, teaching about the kingdom of heaven and that you are an ignorant king and you must learn. Also on YouTube, start as far back as 1990 with Dr. Miles Monroe and keep watching. Take notes. Take lots of notes. But now you will have to really filter out much of his examples and testimonies, Dr. Miles, of the kingdom at work, because he had become compromised when he got older about the kingdom message, and he took it into the carnal world. Dr. Miles really didn't take his message deep into the realm of the spirit. He had too much influence in his life from the charismatic message and earthly carnal things. I never was looking for any of this to get prosperity or physical healing. My spirit needed spirit knowledge. Another great movie to watch is Doctor Strange with Burt Cumberbatch by Marvel. Shows how a doctor hurt his hands, who was a surgeon, and he had to choose whether to get some kind of power spiritually to heal his hands or to use it to help humanity in a different way. Excellent movie to watch. And you learn about a decision you may have to make. The power that's out there. You'll see him sleeping in bed, but his spirit up studying. Excellent. Watch. Also, you can go on YouTube and you can type in Visual Bible. And there's many movies come up from the beginning, the flood, Noah, the Old Testament, New Testament, Peter and Paul. Excellent movies. Study history. Study Buddhism, Taoism, study Catholicism, study Muhammad, study the Quran, study prophets, study. Watch everything over and over and take a lot of notes. And every time you go, you say, God, show me what I need to say. Teach me what I don't know. Do you know one time he had me watch all 3 of the Matrix movies? I think they got started in 1999. I watched them, then I rewatched them, and then he said, you watch them and write down every word. You know how long that took me? That's right. That was me learning, and God was teaching me how to study. Then I want you to go and study The Lord of the Rings by C.S. Lewis. It's an unexpected journey that you're going to go on, and you'll never be the same. So that is episode number 1 for you. A lot of studying you need to do, and this book is going to help you, but you got to study. And you don't have to buy books, but you can. You can go to church services, you can read different versions of the Bible, you can. Compare the Bible to Muhammad, the Quran. Compare to Confucius. Compare. Ask God to show you the truth. Desire to be clean and filled with knowledge. Not only for yourself, but for humanity and nature. All right, that ends episode number 1 of this new podcast show. Love is here, a voice of light in the darkness. Agape love, the greatest love of the ages. Something like that. All right, this is Pastor Deborah. I'll see you in episode number 2. Bye-bye.